Hi, everybody. Guy is having technical difficulties right now. He was somehow live streaming NASA, and he has no idea how he was doing that. So, hey, Diggs, how you doing? So it is me for right now until Guy restarts his computer, and then he'll be on as well. You know what I'm missing right now? I am missing. Hey, Smitty Slots. We got a full group of people here. Click on some music. And not have the NASA stream going. It slipped out of the way. It has been a odd evening, which I will go into once Guy gets back, because he is also having an odd evening. This is the Quasar Art Collective. This is a group of artists out of Colorado. So we do drawing. Both Guy and I draw a comic. Guy's comic is Bellatrix Rising, which is his universe version of Star Trek, because he is a huge Trekkie. And then my comic is Armageddon Divinity. It is magical girls at the end of the world. So, wait, we have a guy.
Yeah, although I'm stuck at the moment.
Oh,
Hang on.
how are you stuck?
I'm
You have
fixing.
video.
Hang on. So OBS has completely flipped out. I don't know what's going on, but OBS is broadcasting the audio only of NASA TV, and there is nothing I can do to make it stop.
It sounds like you added that to one of your scenes.
Except that it isn't. I actually removed it from every scene. It is, and even weirder, it only happens when I start restream. So it was doing nothing, and then I started restream, and that's when immediately I started hearing the audio coming through. It is clearly NASA TV, which means that something has gone wonky. So OBS has been bypassed, and now all that's happening is this camera. And that's all we got.
So your computer has gained
Definitely
sentience.
aliens, Smitty. It is definitely aliens. I am all on board with this. It's aliens part. Okay, go to bed. I believe as well. So anyway, so at least for tonight, yes, I'm telling my kid, go to bed. At least for tonight, I'm out OBS. So good night. So that's okay. I can at least keep you company, but I can't join you on broadcasting anything. So we'll just be watching your stream for tonight. And at least we can chat. You can hear me just fine.
Yes, I can hear you just fine.
I am definitely a Trekkie. Behold the shirt. Wait. Let me make me big. That's not making me big. Yeah. Yes. Wait. All right. Yep. Definitely a Trekkie.
So how was the convention?
It was a good convention. I mean, we had a lot of. It was small. I like small conventions. I really do. It was small. Hey, Montecata boy. Hola.
This is the co-host guy who just had a smashing success at
trying to get OBS running. And Teams is running, of course. So many things are running.
Well, you better go catch them.
Right. Huge TNG and Voyager fan. Yeah. Stop watching after Voyager. Enterprise is hard to get into, but it's worth it. It's got a lot of value. So there's nothing. I mean, I wouldn't call it my favorite per se. And the worst part is, I think during the time when Enterprise was on, I didn't like it, and I think I like it more now, in retrospect, than I did then. It's got a nostalgia value that's good to it. It's I don't know. I liked it. It's okay. As far as the new Treks go, Strange New Worlds and Lower Decks are absolutely awesome. Picard and Discovery also have sort of an entry to them. You've got to kind of warm up to them because they've got a different feel. I think what happens with Enterprise, Picard, and Discovery is sort of the same problem. Not problem per se, they went a different direction. The showrunners wanted to do something different. They wanted to try something else out. And if you're kind of adjusted in a certain way, like we are when we talk about Deep Space Nine, Voyager, TNG, and even the original series, it can be jarring, and some people find that a little too jarring. So that's my feeling. But, you know, what do I know? I'm just sitting here brushing all the stuff off of my mouse mat here. A Borg spinoff. One could kind of argue that Picard season 1 was a Borg spinoff. In a way. You can keep talking Star Trek. I'll talk Star Trek all night.
Now, he will jab your. So Guy has a podcast called Geek Tank.
So,
in which they do all the geek stuff. So if you get into a chatting jag with him, he will chat your ear off about Star Trek and all sorts of geeky topics.
Yeah, I'm all about Star Trek. I will talk Star Trek until the cows come home.
In fact, that was the original basis for Beatrix Rising.
Yes, it was. So my comic, Beatrix Rising, yeah, there you go. Start with 7 and 9. You have been commissioned. My comic, Beatrix Rising, is a Star Trek style comic. I'm actually about to change my lighting system here. So hang on real quick. But yeah, the comic that I'm writing is definitely Star Trek-esque. Manage routines. Because really we need these lights. There we go. Much better. All right. This is the first issue of my comic. Right here. And I just released it. It just came out in September. So I've got that. And I have a companion piece at this point here, which has my captain on it. So that's cool. So, but yeah, it's definitely the style of which I do my show in, or my comic in. So it's cool. Everybody loves. If you love, thank you. I just keep plugging. Just keep plugging. Just keep plugging. If you're a big fan of 7 of 9, she's in Picard season 1, 2, and 3. So she factors heavily. So that's a definite thing if you're into 7 of 9. But again, like I said, keep in mind that they were headed a different way when they decided to do. Yep, played by Jerry Ryan. She just keeps plugging. She's still lovely, and she gets to be a badass now. So it's definitely cool. But be prepared. The Picard series is very different. So I mean, they're heading a different direction, trying to kind of show Picard as sort of someone who has, you know, he's gotten old and he's decided that maybe he's done, and then he finds out he's not done. But that takes some adjustment for him. He's wanting to be done, and then he can't because, you know, the world needs him. the universe needs him, sort of thing. So, but if you're of the opinion that Picard is flawless and has no errors whatsoever, then Picard the series can be kind of grating. I like it, but I'm also 50, so I'm starting to kind of face my Patrick Stewart. I'm starting to face my mortality, and so's Patrick Stewart. I mean, Patrick's 80, and so he's facing his mortality as well. And so part of this was he was willing to come back under the condition, right? He really doesn't. But he was willing to come back under the condition that they would explore that and not leave that alone. Like, explore the fact that Picard is old and explore that he is aged and everything like that. So the series is set around that concept. They don't do that with Jeri Ryan, though. She's picks up right where 7 of 9 left off. And so she's still who she is. So 7's still the same. So, also, I won't be on my show tomorrow morning, except for just a small amount of time. I'm just going to be on for just a few minutes because I'm going to go talk to Raph and Christina about Iacon. So,
I have applied.
did you apply for Wicked West or for Iacon?
Iacon.
Okay,
I
good.
didn't even know about Wicked West until you brought it up.
Right? Hey, look, Colton's here.
It's a Colton.
So,
Maybe
it is definitely Colton, but I don't think he's got audio.
I don't have audio again?
Oh, you have audio. Yeah,
Oh,
you got
okay.
it. I, on
Hey,
the other
Colton, how you doing?
Not
just
bad.
had,
Oh,
I just had a complete meltdown of OBS, so I am running without my other screens tonight. I just get to talk.
It was
See you later,
hilarious.
Steve. Thank you for joining us. Hope you enjoy the Star Trek, man.
It was filled with audio from NASA.
NASA. Yeah, my OBS has decided to just channel NASA TV. And I can't shut it off. I've disconnected all the sources, and
I heard.
removed everything, and I can't shut it off. And there's nothing I can do. So we're done. So
Yeah,
I'm
well, I was
camera-
trying to get everything all up and running. I was listening to you guys on Twitch.
And you're like, well, guys have an issue. You guys like, shut up.
I was trying to get my my project put together so I can send it out. And I was like, let me get this finished first before I can talk to you.
That's all right.
One thing
So
at a
I'll
time.
let you have the bigger zone.
But also, I was wanting to have ice cream too.
You know, ice cream's not a problem. I'm into ice cream. So
how's your new Wacom?
It is fun. Like, so let me bring up a comic that actually shows the difference between the XP pen and the Wacom. Because you can actually see physically see the difference between the two tablets in one comic.
Okay.
Because I started to do this page one way, and then I switched over to the Wacom, and it went a completely different direction. So
is it the old one?
this panel and this panel were both done with the old one, with little minor detailing done with the Wacom. Everything else was done with the Wacom. And that was the only thing that changed. Like none of the settings changed. The size of what I draw with didn't change. Nothing like that. And what you can see is on these panels, the lines are much thicker, particularly on the character. And then the other ones, the lines are much thinner and actually look almost like a pen. But it's like, wow, that was an incredible difference between the two.
That is cool.
So we almost had a realtor die today.
Oh no.
A realtor?
A realtor. The realtor parked at the wrong house. They parked at our house instead of next door at the house that was being sold. And instead of moving her car, decided it would be okay to park in our driveway and walk over there and do the tour. Cue
This
us
is
getting
bad
home
already.
and seeing a strange car in our driveway, parked, no one in there, and trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah.
So who saw this? Your
Aren't
mom?
you in the countryside?
I was with Mom. We both saw this. We
Hey Brian, aren't you
we
like
drove-
out there in like country area?
We're in Frederick. We're like, so technically we are out in the country as far as the mailing goes, and as far as our address goes. We are on the edge of Firestone on the east side.
But I mean, like, are you guys separated by like your neighbors by land and not by like a fence? If that makes sense. A yard.
There is a fence and a little bit of yard.
Oh, so you guys are like a little neighborhood.
Sort of. It's like two houses. He's on 5 acres and we're on 2.5.
So you're separated by acreage. Okay. And not by like when I say a yard, I mean like literally not a block. Like I could literally spit and hit my neighbor's house.
Right.
Yeah, you can't quite do that here, but it is pretty close.
Yeah, so you're on
Like, you
acreage.
have
So
to
yeah,
go-
she was dumb enough to stand in front of your house.
Well, no, she wasn't even at our house. Like,
No, but
you
she
have
left
to
her
go-
car
You have
from
to
like
walk
5
down-
acres away.
You have to walk down a block to get to his driveway.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's what we're trying to figure out.
Yeah, you have to walk a pretty good distance
Exactly.
to get down to where his driveway is. But we are right next to each other. Like, his house is here. Our house is probably maybe an acre away, and there's a fence between the two. And you have to walk out and walk down.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't want to do that. She just parked her car in front of the barn and walked out as if we were public parking.
Right.
Yep. Sounds right.
And then couldn't figure out why we were mad. It's like, I'm pretty sure if you did that in a subdivision, you'd have the cops called on you.
And she would.
Oh, here you go, guy. I was making a boot.
Your oot new boot. Oh,
I made a boot. Hold on. I gotta put that one away. Okay.
take the naked picture, put the naked picture away,
Pretty much.
so that we do not get nailed for that, because we will.
Zip
This
up
is
your
the start of
pants.
the boot.
Aw, I actually kind of like that boot. That's a nice boot.
This is the base of the boot. We are learning poly
Base.
loops. Do you know what a poly loop is?
I think I do.
Yeah. It's pretty much so everything that was grouped in its words. All the groupings are the colors.
Mm-hmm.
This is all just one whole flat surface I did all this in, and then you do a poly loop in ZBrush, which takes all those groupings and makes them into panels with actually connection pieces that go behind, like in between,
cool.
and like kind of separates them, so they actually like create indentation.
Right. That makes sense.
Which is actually kind of cool. Just how they do it. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Okay, cool. So we had to do this for this week to pretty much get it to a starting point. And then we take it to the next step in the next week, which is doing all the finer details. Which will be... I took a Doc Martin, and that is what I am making. Let me find it. Hold on. This boot. This is what it's going to look like by the time I'm done.
Nice.
So that is the base. But yeah. That's what I was doing. That's what I was trying to submit right when the show started. That's what I was like, it's 10 o'clock.
I was actually kind of worried that I'd get on here and find out that Rican had been already broadcasting for an hour, because everybody else in my world has missed the time change this weekend.
That's fine.
Everybody missed it. And so I was
Actually,
like,
it threw me off because I jumped. I was like, oh, it's 10. Crap. Guys on.
No.
I was going to jump on and say something. I was like, that's Kayan. I'm confused. I was like, wait a second.
because guys having trouble. I mean, it wasn't I expected anybody to do it because, they're stupid or anything, but because, like, it seems like everybody missed it this time. Like, it snuck up on all of us. Nobody was ready for it.
Well, I
Are we
even knew
ever
about
ready
it
for daylights?
last night and set up the clocks in the house, and I forgot to change my clock here. So I woke up at like 7 a.m. or about 7:30 or so. I was like, I don't want to get out of bed. About 8 o'clock rolled around. I'm like, okay, well, I'll look at what's happening on my computer. Opened up my computer. It said 7 o'clock. I'm like,
I hate you people. Well,
It's fine.
think
I woke
this
up at
is the last
6
one
and
we
I
have
was
to go
like,
through. I think we have
Like,
to
why
go
is it still
through
dark?
one more in March, and then that's it. And we never have to go through it again.
or this is the time frame they keep us in.
No, I think they're switching to the other time frame.
I just think it would be funny if they're like, we're Colorado, we're different, we're keeping this time frame. Everybody else can keep the other.
Right?
well, the whole reason why we have
Daylight savings permanent.
why we have daylight savings to begin with, right?
It was only for farmers. if I'm
No.
right.
For farmers. The farmers.
It wasn't even for them. It was a single etymologist in New Zealand who wanted more time to look for bugs. And he started the entire thing.
I knew they did it for farmers because of crop cycles and whatnot.
Wow, a lot of people are apparently changing and getting rid of time changing.
I think a few states already at the beginning of this year are
Yeah,
doing it
like
off.
Colorado, Alabama, Georgia, Minnesota, Mississippi, and Montana. Idaho, Louisiana, and Ohio are in resolution for it. South Carolina, Utah, and Wyoming. Delaware, Maine, Oregon, Tennessee, and Washington. Like, wow.
That's quite a few.
That's like half of us.
No
So,
one
I think
wants
there's-
this stupid thing.
Is there 10 states already or no? I can't remember.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19 if you count Arizona and Hawaii.
That are switching.
Yeah, that are already, well, that will switch in the next couple of years or have switched.
Okay. I just know there's a lot of people like, yeah, we don't want it anymore. I'm like, I don't blame
Nobody
you.
wants it.
I
And
would rather it just be cool. It's dark this time of year.
yeah,
And I don't have to always worry. And also, like, today, the time change messes with my sleep schedule all the time. Like, I woke up at 6 randomly.
Well,
and I couldn't go back to sleep.
My alpaca
hey.
was pissed at me.
U.S. Senate voted unanimously to make daylight savings permanent in 2023, but it has been yet to be okayed by the House.
Mm.
Yeah, the alpaca were pissed at me this morning.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They're like, you with the thumbs. You're very late.
I don't know why you're an hour late. Like, you didn't gain an hour. Did we gain an hour?
Yeah,
Oh.
we fell back.
We fell back because we fall back.
Oh yeah, spring we
forward.
lose the hour. That's what it
Spring
is.
forward, fall back. Okay, so there is a lot of caveats here. So we passed it. However, it was provisional that 4 other states in this time zone would switch. So
What's that mean?
let's see here. What's the rule? Says Senate Colorado's law was written with a caveat that at least 4 other states in the Mountain's Standard Time Zone need to approve similar bills before the switch can take effect. Utah, Montana, and Wyoming all passed similar bills over the last 2 years.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, Arizona has already done it, but they are in the other place. So they're on standard time, not daylight savings time.
Is Arizona standard?
Yep. So they
Huh.
switched years ago, like I think in the 90s.
Wait, they're on Pacific time.
Right.
For half the year.
What?
So they don't fall back or jump forward. They stay where they're at, but they will shift between Pacific and Mountain.
Right. Because they don't move. So when we all shift, then they're either on Pacific.
Oh, you're talking
time.
about for the hour different. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why I was like, wait, how do you change your time zone?
Right, because they'll be with Pacific time for half the year and Mountain time for
Yeah.
half the
Okay.
year.
Now I'm on the same page. I was just like, how do you change your time zone? I don't get that. Like for 6 months, you know what? We're going Eastern time from the months of
We're just gonna
January to
roll
March.
the die. Roll this foresighter. Wherever it comes up, that's the time
And
zone.
then you know what? Next
That's
year,
what-
between July, we're just gonna go Japan's time. I don't even remember what their time zone is, but we're going there.
That's Ohio.
That's what I hope.
Ohio.
Parts of it.
Ohio. I think it's Ohio. Half of Ohio has daylight savings, and the other half doesn't.
Yep.
Interesting.
So you could be ultimately confused by living in Ohio and not knowing which part of the state is in which time zone.
That's fair.
Yeah, our only problem is that our ski industry has balked because it would mean late sunrises in December and January, and that could impact operations and resort hours.
Oh well.
Yeah, I'm not pushed.
That doesn't stop me.
Other experts have said,
If that's literally what they're gonna do, is because the ski season. I'm like, people ski at night all the time. And also, you guys have very powerful lights up there. I've seen them. You can just turn them on for the first hour. Also, you don't open up at 5 a.m. The only reason you open up at 5 a.m. is to get people their gear so they can get ready.
right?
I don't think anybody's allowed to ski until like 6, 7 o'clock anyways. I can't remember. It's been so long. But also on that note, majority of the people that come here to ski are from out of town anyways. It don't matter.
So true.
They have a no sleep schedule anyways.
You're not wrong.
I just want an actual time where I just don't have to worry about a time change.
Most of us are there.
That's all I want to be at. I'm just like, I don't care about the time change anymore. Like it's never affected me. Let me phrase that. It's always affected me, but not in a good way that it's supposed to.
Well, and I lived in Japan, which has no time shift.
Mm-hmm.
And frankly, it doesn't. I mean, it's nicer.
Yeah.
It just is. You know, it's like, I don't know.
Everybody I know that has had to deal with it, like never deals with it, there's like, that's just weird. Like they just don't like it. Because when they come to a place that actually has it, like, this is weird. I don't understand why you guys still have this. I'm like, yep.
They say that about a lot of things we have. The imperial system is one of them.
The measurement system?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I was just making sure I heard you right. I was like, imperial. Are we talking about the same thing? Or is there another imperial system that I did not know about?
No, he means the same thing.
Are we the Empire?
We're the Empire.
Yes.
We're the evil Empire.
Is Palpatine in the background? Is he
So
behind me right now?
we actually cannot. We can only. It can only go through if someone else joins us, and we need to have one more state join us. So.
But if Arizona's already changed over.
Yeah, but they changed to standard time, not daylight savings time. That's the problem. Which makes
Is that really what they're trying to say? Is like, oh, we can't do this because they're standard time right now.
They're on a different time zone.
But in spring, there'll be a mountain time.
Well, yeah, but they're always in standard time.
I know. I'm just
I don't know. I'm reading through this article and going, well, it looks like there's at least one or two goofies that have changed the stuff. So they're, as in, like, it's starting to move through the states, but it may take us a year or two before we can get through it, because the people there's clearly someone who is really bothered by not switching our clocks twice a year. But they're like a very minor minority, but they managed to get like little laws in there so that no matter what, we still don't seem to manage to do it so that they can get their way. Because I have met, of all the people I have ever met, maybe 2, maybe 3 are really do actually enjoy the time changes. And I'm talking about over years.
Have they told you why they like the time change? Because I really want to know that part.
I mean, like, one of them was that they like that their kids are walking to school in the light, because if you look at this, we're going to end up with it getting darker and darker and darker, and then at some point, even 8 o'clock is going to be in the dark.
I mean, that one's fair. I get that.
But you don't have kids forever. You know what I mean? Like, I get that, but you don't have kids forever. So it's like, well,
I mean, you can until it stops working. But...
right.
Just pump out a new unit every year.
Right. So.
What number are you on? Oh, we're on 10. Oh, nice. I'm glad to see you guys still work.
How old are you? We're 60. 65 now.
I'm not saying that's a bad time to have a kid, but I don't think that's the best time just to be having kids still.
As someone who's had a kid late in life, it's a bad time to have a kid.
Yeah, really?
Well, no, I mean, I'm 50 and it's hard. It's hard keeping up with him. It's hard doing, things are starting to break here on my body.
That's the part I was like, your body's not doing, it's really hard to keep up with kids at that age.
Keep up with them.
I know my grandfather, as soon as we hit a certain age, he was like, yeah, I can't do that anymore.
Right?
Even though he was even the same guy that, like, was never going to leave his job, being in his he's like, nope, I'll work all the way till I'm dead. I'm like, okay. But that's just because he enjoyed his job. He was a draftsman. He was a draftsman for the oil companies. And he's like, I enjoyed traveling and all that. I'm like, no, I get that. But, like, aren't you going to retire? He's like, I might when my wife retires finally. I'm like, that's fair. And sadly, he never made it to that. But hey.
Yeah.
But he still enjoyed his life. That was the one thing I thought was cool. Like, he was one of the people that he's like, I'm cool with going now. Like, I've done everything I wanted to do. There's really nothing in my book that I'm like, I need to stay around to do this. My kids are grown. Like, they're having kids.
I did all my jobs.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just I did all my jobs. I'm done.
Mm-hmm. He would have probably still been going if COVID wasn't a thing, but yeah.
Did he check out during COVID?
Yeah, he's a heart transplant.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Twice in his life. So he's had 2 heart transplants, and his meds got all mixed up during COVID, and he wasn't feeling very right. So he went in, and then COVID got him. Or at least that's what they say. I don't know if it was actually COVID or if it was everything else was just added up finally, and he just was, because there was a lot of stuff in the hospitals where they were kind of throwing out, it's because of this, but at the same time, like, if you're put in a scenario where you could get sick from something, you probably caught a hint of it, and it's just showing up positive now. Yeah,
I don't know. That's what happened to Troy's mom.
Yeah, see?
It's the same thing. She went in with kidney problems, caught COVID, and died of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was compromised. And,
yeah.
And that's, of course, that's Troy's big gripe was that, and that's the same hospital that his brother died in. Because they were incompetent about that. And that happened a long time ago. That happened quite a while.
Yeah, but still, like, the concept for him though, right now, like, I could definitely see where he's going with that. He's like,
I'm not hot on this hospital. I'm like, I don't blame you.
Every time we go in here, someone doesn't come back.
Right. Well, and he's running rapidly out of people to go in there, So it's kind of I don't know. It's rough.
I know.
It's rough. I feel for him.
Same. Totally agree. So the rest of the show went well?
Yeah, I felt like it did.
After I left, I looked like a lot of people were starting to start taking off right when I took off, so I didn't know
it wasn't
how much more you guys were doing when I took off.
It was fine.
By the way, is Raph ever going to come back?
To this show, I have no earthly idea.
I will probably guess no. But I do need to talk to Raph one of these days.
Well, I don't know. I can't figure out what Raph's story is, you know? Like, I don't want to...
I think he's just doing, I'm a father. Like, I'm a father.
Yeah, he's just doing
I have a wife. We got stuff going on. I'm like, yep, do your thing.
Yeah, I don't fault him for it by any stretch.
Like, I think he would like to come hang out with us, but I don't know if he really... But here's his other problem, too. A lot of his stuff, like, he can't throw up a camera because it's all NDA.
Well, but I'm not running a camera right now either. I mean, like,
I
you can always just join and chat.
Oh, I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah. We're letting Kayan lead the charge tonight with what he's doing, which is cool. Which is fine. That's exactly what I expected of the show. You know what I mean? As long as one of us is broadcasting a picture, it's fine, you know.
Right, and I totally understand that part too. And that's where I was like, yeah, maybe he's on the thought that he always has to have something while we're sitting here drawing, but who knows?
I'll try to dissuade him of that at some point.
I don't know. You're seeing him tomorrow, so.
I'm gonna see him tomorrow. So we'll see whether I can dissuade him of...
Nah, I need to talk to him still because there's a few things I just want clarification on that. Also, to make sure he doesn't realize what's the word I'm looking for. I'm curious if the person at the show confronted him about everything that happened between us two last night and kept pulling Raph's name into it, and I'm kind of curious how much of that actually was true.
Oh. Us two, between you and me, or between you and Raph?
No.
I'm like, nothing happened between you and me that I'm aware of.
Our past adventures, my old
I'm
coworker.
aware. I have a feeling I know what that's going on.
Yeah, no, I was
about
hanging out at the bar last night, and they came over and was like, so we're going to have this out right now. I'm like, well, okay, cool. And yeah, it was non-constructive at all.
Okay. I've tried talking to them about it, and you're right. I love them. I love them to death. I'm just not sure what. I mean, yeah, I know. I know that there's history. I get it.
There's history, but there's also more information. But then I just don't want to be on here and name drop. Like, we could definitely talk about it at another time.
We don't got to talk about it now. That's cool.
Yeah, but no, that's I was just kind of like saying, like, yeah, there's more things. I was like, that was in this equation, or are you just coming up with that out of nowhere?
Excuse me. Rando sneeze.
Nice. Just talking about you or thinking about you.
Yeah, no, and it's cool. I've been trying to be very clear. I'm going to be friends with everybody here. Nobody here messes with me. So...
I have no problem with it. It's
no. I know you don't, but I mean, I've been trying to be clear with the other party as well. You know, so
that's one of their problems is that I can just come in and people are still cool with me. That is the biggest problem that they're having, and I
understand.
I don't understand why that's a problem, but okay.
I actually talked with that particular individual, not this year, but last year. And that was kind of their thought process. And I'm like, hey, man, I'm not messing with it. It's not my business.
Yeah. That's why I was like, I don't understand where your concepts are coming from, but okay, cool. But there's also a lot of things I didn't say because I'm like, I know this isn't going to go anywhere. But yeah, it definitely left me last night with a very bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah, I noticed that you weren't hanging much
today.
Yeah, and that was cool.
Yeah, no, I was definitely like, came to say hi to people because I said I'd probably try and come in. And I was just like, I needed to get away from my art desk because I literally woke up at 6 and just started working. And I was like, I'm gonna get away and just go do something else for a minute.
I was glad to see you.
Yeah, I was happy to see you guys.
Always
You
glad
as
to
well.
see you.
And that's where I was like, all right, cool. Go see friends. Especially since, like, you and me, we haven't actually
I know.
physically
That was
seen each
really
other.
funny. I think the funniest part about it was like I'm like suddenly realizing that this is literally the first time that you and I have had like physical contact between each other in like 8 months, but we've seen each other like every other night.
That's why I was like, we talk all the time on here.
I know. It's so
That's why I was like, when you said that, I was like, holy crap, you're right. Wow, that's weird.
so bizarre.
And then, like, in my head, while we were talking about that, I was like, guy, we only live like 10, 15 minutes away from each other, too. Give or take. It's like 20, but still, I'm like, what are we doing?
It is so true. It's so funny. It cracks me up.
That's why I was like, wow, you're right. Okay.
Don't look at me. I'm just drawing here.
Yeah, no, it's all good, man.
But yeah, that's kind of like one reason I was very kind of like, I don't know if standoffish is the right word. It might have been. Just kind of like, yep, I'm here. More just trying to see who's going to talk to me because of after everything that me and them had a conversation about. I'm like, who's still going to talk to me today? Who'd you weasel your words into this morning that's not going to say anything to me? Because there's a few things I've heard that I'm just like, I am not okay with this. So.
I get it. It wasn't me, so I was not.
Like I've had, apparently they've went around all day yesterday or this week and was like, you know, you're really cool, except for that you're friends with Colton. And I was like, that's a very backhanded compliment.
I never heard that, so okay. I cannot, but of course I.
Okay. Oh no, I've heard that from a few people this weekend. I was like, wow, that's very nice. Like, and I don't say any of that kind of. That's the part that annoys me. I was like, I don't say any of that stuff to anybody about that. I'm like, cool, you're friends. That's awesome. Hope it goes well.
Yeah. Well, I've also, I mean, the individual in question is also very known for
Yep.
well, very known for once you've laid down the law, once you've laid it down, you know, that individual is very clear on it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have already laid down the law last year, you know, so that's probably why none of that information got to me, because I've already established this. I'm not messing with it. To me, it still feels very junior high school, and
that's exactly what I was thinking last night. The whole time we were having this conversation, even the writer that, like, there's a writer guy that's apparently has a table at the show. He comes out. He was a little drunk, and he just literally, as soon as we got done with our conversation, one of us walked inside. I just heard him. He just started cracking up. He's like, "What the hell is this high school bullshit?" And I was like, "Thank you, sir," and I just walked away.
And because I'm like, I got better things to do in my life. I'm old.
I know. I'm sitting here. I was sitting here talking with friends, having a good old time, getting to know new people, yada, yada, yada. And here we are, hashing out things that don't matter anymore. And trying to make me remember what happened 5 years ago. That was a long time ago. To try to remember everything.
Well, and we're all different people now.
Right.
No dying.
Different people, and also it's a different time.
Yeah.
Like, I can't, like, do you remember what you did 5 years ago, guy? Like to the T?
Sort of. I might have been a
Sort of.
human.
See, sort of.
I might have been a human. It could have happened.
Shit, all of that
I don't
stuff
remember
was wiped out by COVID when I got it. So no, I don't remember much of 5 years ago.
See? There's a
I
lot
mean,
of
you laugh
reasons
as
why
if
we
it's
can't.
a joke, but it's actually true. I really can't remember a lot of back then.
Yeah,
Mhm.
agreed.
Oh no, and I totally understand that part too. That's where I was just like, you do realize what we just went through, right? Like a lot of us don't remember a lot of it, but also it is also a trauma thing too, where most of us during that whole 5 years now kind of repressed a lot of memories because of everything that we just went through for the past 2 years. That we don't really recall what happened back then because we're like, yeah, that sounds vaguely familiar. But also we just went through a traumatic experience. So like that's just how trauma works. You start forgetting things in the past, even if they're good things, you'll forget them because you just went through trauma. Short term, long term.
And this isn't even trauma. This is what the virus did to me.
Yeah, the virus took out.
That's that's what I was saying. It's like a form of trauma though. It's a bodily trauma, mental trauma, like things like that, like the things that you don't. And I'm not saying that you might recall them later on in your life, who knows? But also like you're forgetting things. I was more so also referring it towards me too. I'm like, there was a lot of shit that happened on the past like 3 years. That is kind of traumatic, actually. A lot of it was very traumatic now that I think about it. That whole hotel was a very traumatic experience for me during that time.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like this is, I mean, well, I'm not getting into it. I mean, as in, you can keep talking about it, but I'm not getting into it. I mean, I'm not trying to discourage you from talking about it, obviously.
No, you're good. Mine is just, it's literally what it was, and now that's why I was like, I'm not here to cause problems. I'm just here to say hi.
Right, but also, we can't just keep doing you're not allowed to be in any place where...
That's the thing that I think is hilarious because that's the problem that they're going to have for the rest of their lives is that I can show up and do whatever the hell I want.
Yeah.
With reason. Within reason.
Right.
But here's the thing. I'm not that person that what they think I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to come in, do my thing, and walk away.
Sure. Yeah, I'm with you.
And that's kind of literally where I was with this. And I was like, it was just slightly awkward because I was like, well, because like I wanted to go say hi to like Joe Oliver and them too, but like I didn't want to cause problems.
Right. Agreed.
Like I really wanted to go say hi to Joe today, but I did not because like yesterday I saw him right when he was leaving and he like about cried when he saw me. And he was like, dude, it's been so long, man, I missed you. And I was like, oh, Joe. He's like, I wish I could stay longer with you and we could talk, but I got to go to work. And I was like, oh, man, I understand where you're at right now. I'm sorry. He's like, if you can come tomorrow, I was like, I'll try and be there. And then as soon as I got there, I realized who his table mates were. And I was like, this is probably not going to go well.
This isn't going to end like we think it will.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't like the conversation that you and me should be having, Joe, is going to go in a totally different direction just because of who you're with right now. And I really don't want that to be a thing. And then I tried to go catch him outside smoking or whatnot. And I was like, oh, cool. And then I was like, nope, never mind. And that's the part that's going to suck. This whole ordeal is it's always been that way. Because I was even the same way with the other people that he's done it to, too.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. Well, you're still my bud.
I know. I still get you guys. I'm happy about that.
Yeah. We didn't get lost in the divorce.
Like, all I ever wanted was literally just to draw with people and have fun and be artists. That's all I ever wanted.
Yep.
You know what we didn't do today? I realized what today was? First Sunday.
Yep. I didn't go because, of course, I was at con.
I know. I got
I even
home and I
posted
was
in
like
there.
drawing, and I was like, I could have gone and done that too. Damn it!
Yeah, I couldn't go
First-
because
first
there's a what's it
Live model drawings.
at a what's it a place where you have paintings,
There's a
gallery.
studio down
my
by
God.
Casa Bonita, which is also by Rimcad.
Okay.
That has every first Sunday they do a live drawing session with nude models.
Which is so
Oh,
wonderful because I have
So you can go down and do
that.
quick sketches and just get all your get some good practice in and all that stuff with live models. And
Shit,
it's like
I
a
need to do
$10
that.
charge or something like that.
Yeah, it's $10 cover.
Yeah.
They've also got like
Proceeds go to the model and the studio so they can keep doing it. And I'm like, that's such a cool thing. I really wish we had that.
Yep.
And me and Guy were like, we're gonna do that the next time, and then
we naturally
show was
had-
up at the same time.
Then we had show. But that's all right. We'll get there.
Oh yeah, that's why I was like, well, it's, and like you said, it's the first Sunday of every month. I'm like, there is another Sunday coming up. It's called December. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so. But also, I got to get ready for my move here by the end of the month. All this other stuff. Like, I got a busy month.
Yeah. Well, that's also true. I'm replying, of course, to discussions that nobody can see.
Yeah. I was wondering if all of us can see that.
Well, all three of
Yeah.
us can see it. but-
Yeah, I wasn't
Yeah.
sure if all three or whatnot. I'm like, that's kind of cool. I didn't know that was a thing. That's a cool feature.
It's just the three of us, though.
Now we can talk about Brent behind his back. I'm joking.
Yeah, Brent. Where's Brent? I haven't seen Brent in a while. I'm kind of hoping he's okay.
He probably got. I remember there was the last time I saw him on here. It was the day that he was like the only person in the office, and he was like, "I'm trying to hang out, but I'm like, Brent, you got to work.
Yeah,
Don't
you
worry
can.
about it.
Don't freak out. It's all right.
You're cool, buddy." Like, you still have to make a living.
Right?
Skin folds. The reason I did this one was because of all this lady's skin folds, and I think they're awesome.
Right? Mm.
It's got some really cool, like, it's not, this girl's stretching, so it's not like I've drawn some people that like have the skin folds just because of fat and whatnot. I was like, this is kind of cool. Like, it's different. It's something you're not used to. But like this one, it's like this lady's like stretching really crazy, and I'm just like, I love it.
That's so cool.
Like, I'm working here on, let me see what I can. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Where is my thing? OBS. There you are. Like, see? Back skin folds.
Damn. That is beautiful, actually.
It's because of how her stretching, like her arms going all the way up, like, and then she has like these cool like skin folds going in her elbows.
That is
So much fun.
awesome.
Yeah, I had to like scoot it over. I'm like, everything else is can't show.
Yeah, well, makes sense. Someday.
Yeah, this one came out really well. Like so far, I'm like, yeah, I'm excited. This layer, yeah. This is my favorite part. You ever do that? When you're just sitting there, you're just like, how much did I do on this layer? Like, damn, that was a lot.
That was a lot of work on that layer,
difference.
right?
But yeah. All right. Back to the naked side.
Right?
But yeah, part of me is also like during that conversation, by the way, about was like wondering who all got dragged into it. Is that's why I was like
Well,
asking
and then
people
there's-
at the same time. I was like, did you guys get dragged into this? Like, no. I'm like, all right, good.
Well, and then there are parties that, like, I guess they're attracted to drama,
Oh, they love
And-
drama. People love the
and-
tea.
and we're trying to kick shit up to make more drama.
Mhm.
Yep. That sounds about right. That's normal though.
And that's the part I didn't like was, you know, suddenly I'm being dragged into
Pot
it.
stirs.
Huh?
Pot
Yeah.
stirs.
Yeah. I'm suddenly being dragged into it, not by you or this other person, but by this third party who literally had no skin in the game. But suddenly I have to make a decision because he wants me to make a decision.
Right.
And I hated that.
Yeah. That's where being crotchety and old gets useful. Because I'm like, I'm not messing with this.
Guys over here is like, I'm Switzerland. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got better things to do in my life. Do you approve or disapprove? You know what? None of my business. None of my business. I'm really not interested. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying I agree with either side. I'm just being.
This is way out of my radar. I did not
Yeah,
care.
I'm like, nobody hurt me, so I got nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't involved, so I got nothing.
Yeah, actually, it's to the point now where if it got brought up to me and all that, I might actually go off on the person.
Right?
That'd be funny.
Better things.
It
to
might
do.
be me just telling them to grow the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, I am too old for this shit.
Right.
I
And
don't
I'm younger
care
than
anymore.
him.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, sometimes it's useful being old.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I have been through so much goddamn trauma the last year.
This is the least of our
Yeah,
trouble.
so you've been through enough.
Yeah.
This is really the least of our troubles.
I think we all been through enough this past year that we're just like, yeah, we're done.
You know,
That's kind of where I was at with the whole conversation. I was like, cool, what did you want to talk about? And he starts bringing up all this. I'm like, oh wow, this is where we're at. I was like, okay, cool. Like, majority of that conversation was me just standing there, just staring at him, going, "Are you done?" Can we go inside now?
Hey, who knows? Maybe we're lucky. Maybe he feels like he's gotten it out of his system.
I'm hoping. But based off past experiences, I'm gonna say probably not.
Yeah, but I can hope.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm not gonna
Hope
hold
springs eternal.
out. I'm not gonna hold out. Hopefully, like, hey, this is a change.
And the thing is, I love the guy too, so it's all good. You know what I mean?
I hope the best for him. I really hope they do their best. They do their best.
Fine.
And if they literally can do something that we were trying to do with the people that are still there,
Even
more power to
Oscar.
you. I hope it all works out. That's literally where I'm at with that. I'm like, cool, make something. Do great things.
Yeah.
Or if not, just run tables and have a good time.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I don't want to be in that mess though. It's like I got things.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. With what I remember, how it's like by the end of everything, it's pretty much where they're still at. I'm like, I don't think it's gonna go anywhere special right now until they figure out what they're doing.
Fair.
I don't think they really know what they're doing yet because they don't realize how much stuff I did.
Sure. And I don't know, maybe you and I will have beers someday and I'll tell you what I can remember and whatever. And I don't know.
I'm always just curious, just based off what I was told. I'm just like, what is actually truth and what is make believe? Is literally what I'm curious about.
Because I don't know. I always wonder about these things because I wasn't paying that close attention.
Most people weren't.
And so I don't really know a whole
Like
lot.
last time I remember me and Raph talking, he was like, I didn't know anything that you went through. I was like, yeah, this is what happened. And he's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's why I was getting mixed messages from what I was like, but me and Raph talked multiple times about this. I'm so confused on why are you throwing him into this scenario now? Also, like, he brought up Raph and Christina. I'm like, Raph and Christina were one of the first people to leave and go start their own studio. Like, I'm confused. Why are you bringing them in? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Bob got called randomly at 11 o'clock at night. I was like, dude. With me there. And I was like, Bob doesn't need to get involved right now. And then I called Bob, like I texted Bob like after the conversation, like, dude, I'm so sorry that happened. Like, you should have never been pulled into any of this. And Bob called me right there and was like, what the heck was going on? I'm like, this is exactly what happened. This is what we were saying, blah, blah. And Bob's like, I felt like so thrown on the spot. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what happened. And I'm so sorry you got pulled in. He was like, I was just trying to order food for my son, and then Andy's like, fuck. And then they just brought it up and started calling me, and I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. So, but yeah.
It's all good.
What are you working on right now, guy?
I'm setting up a scene.
A scene?
Yeah, you guys can't see because I'm, not allowed to show you.
Because of OBS?
OBS. We'll figure it out. I actually am hanging out with Raph and Christina tomorrow. And so I'm not going
You
to
guys might hear stuff
tomorrow.
What?
I'm not going to be on show tomorrow.
Right.
So because of that, I was like, I'm going to be on tonight, but I'm not that worried about OBS. I mean, worst comes to worst, tomorrow night, I'll start dinking with OBS and trying to get everything wired up and rigged correctly. See if
After you're done with your meetings and everything.
Yeah, I mean, like, but tomorrow, not tomorrow morning. I'm not worried about it. I'm just going to sit here and set up this scene and all will be good and everything will be pretty. And
I might have a lunch tomorrow with a friend. I don't know. They told me today. They're like, I'll let you know. I work tomorrow. I'm like, well, let me know. It's like, we can hang out tomorrow. I know you sometimes have Mondays off or whatever. And they're like, well, I work in the afternoon. I was like, well, if you want to do breakfast or lunch, let me know.
Yep. Sweet.
So, yeah. So I'll probably be busy as well. We'll find out. I was waiting for a text and still haven't got anything, so.
Yep.
Yeah, most of the people like I was trying to talk to too. I'm like, a lot of you guys were tired this whole weekend. Oh my god.
Oh man, and having a time change in the middle of it. Ugh.
Yeah, like not just you, but like everybody I think I talked to, they all looked wiped out. I was like, you guys all
We were
good?
we were having rough times.
I was like, you guys good? Like, is this show like
happened?
okay?
Well,
I don't think it was the show. I just think everybody just had a rough week, and then going into this show, they were just exhausted, and then the time changed, and they're just like, yep.
I totally had this. I was like, I don't know. I didn't sleep well for one on Friday, and that was already a bad problem because I had the normal leg cramps and stuff like that, and that made me sleep only about 4 hours. Then rolling out of it, I was then doing I got to I can't sleep in the afternoon because we're in the middle of a con, so can't take my nap, which usually gets me back up to 6 hours. So I'm running 4 hours going into the evening, and then we played our normal D&D game. And so then it was up until midnight, and I came home and just crashed. And I mean, I just crashed so hard. And then I got up this morning when my wife came upstairs and was like, "Are you going to go to the con?" And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "'Cause you're already late." And I was like, "Damn." And then I was like, "You know what? It's a small con. It's a little con. It's not that big of a deal. I don't have a lot of merchandise on the table. They can stand it if I'm 30 minutes late." But first of all,
my neighbor.
Yeah, my wife was, first of all, she was like doing "you're already an hour late." And I was like, "Well, did you check the time change?" Because I checked my phone and it was like, it was like 9:30 or something. But she thought it was 10:30 and we have to report there at 10, right? Because the doors opened at 10.
Yeah.
I thought we were already,
she's extra freaking out.
Yeah, so she's extra freaking out. And I'm like, it's all right. We're good.
Anytime a con falls on a time change time, though, like even the staff are just like, it's cool.
It's brutal.
Like, they don't really care that much because they know everybody else is they're dragging, and they're lucky to be even there on time too.
Yeah. So anyway, I got there and it was all right. I went on ahead and I was like, I'm gonna take a shower. I'm gonna clean up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not messing with this. I'm gonna do all the things.
Right.
So I did, and I got in there, and then I even got breakfast and everything like that. So all was good.
I think it's better that you did that anyways, because like you look way more charged.
Yeah,
when I saw you.
But even when I walked in the very beginning, I was like firing on one thruster, and I could tell. I was like, "Ooh, I am way out of sync." And I don't know what's
I'm on one tank of gas.
Right. But I warmed up as the day went on. I was doing great. and
Right.
so I got better as the day went on, and then I was fine. But yeah, there were definitely a lot of people who were like, who weren't doing well.
Right.
None of us were doing well. It was really funny. So anyway, but we made it. We made it through. We were okay.
Good.
So but yeah, there was definitely a certain amount of yikes going on.
Baggage. Just like, nope.
We're not doing good. That's all right. We made it through. We warmed up. I
It
got
sounded like it was a good show, at least for a lot of people. At least everybody at least broke even.
I
it
got
sounded
the compliment that I'd never known that I needed, but I got it. And I
What was that?
didn't know I needed it, but I got it anyway. And I was so happy. A lady came by and bought my comics.
Oh, yay!
And as she was leaving, she said, I'm going to give these to my niece. She's Asian American.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, because the implication is you have an Asian American female hero.
Yeah.
She's going to love this. And I was like, oh,
Right.
It's like, yay.
I've made it.
Thing.
I'm at the top.
Right. I'm doing the thing. So that made me happy. And so that was cool.
I was just more laughing earlier because you were like, Ron's hassling me for book covers now.
Yeah.
I was like,
Ron-
that's
Ron's
not a bad
on
thing to
me.
be in. Like, I
Ron's
know.
on
I just
me,
means I
so
got
I'm
work
gonna
to
spend the
do.
week. I'm going to spend the week doing Nancy's covers because you're right. He's on me for that.
I just thought it was funny how much you're just like, and I'm like, I know exactly where you're at. Like, I want to do it, but I'm like not feeling motivated right now.
Right. Right. At the moment, I'm kind of still a little slow, but I'm getting there. It is
I
not
was
going
like,
to be
that's
an
not
issue.
a bad spot to be in, though, guys.
It isn't. It really isn't. It's not.
That's cool though that you still got stuff going on with Ron though.
Oh yeah.
That was cool. He was like right across from you too.
Yeah.
What-
Yeah. He and I
yeah, he
chatted a
was.
lot. It was good.
That's good. There was also a lot of new faces too. I've never seen art wise. I was like, who are you? Which was refreshing, you know.
Mhm.
I always like seeing new artists show up at shows. I'm like, oh, we got fresh blood.
Sadly, at shows, I'm still a new artist. No one really knows who I am.
Yeah, but I've drafted you.
Yes,
You're going to be with me at the next show, or Wicked West anyway. I don't know whether the next show
at
is
least Wicked West.
There you
And
go.
you signed
might
up.
do it. Is he gonna do Anime Hangout again?
Usually what happens is Tim messages me and goes, are you enjoying the thing that you haven't noticed? And I'm like, oh crap, I haven't noticed it.
I don't think there's not gonna be a show until probably like May with RMC because they were talking April, but I think that one just got canned because they don't
What?
have people on staff that could actually really help.
Mm.
I was talking to G about it, and it's pretty much just Tim and Gerard that are running everything, and there's like,
Yeah, it
I
is.
can't keep doing all of this.
Well, and that's
Like, I got
that's
too
the thing.
much.
Yeah, that's the thing is like, it's hard to run a con and like, there aren't enough people. Like, I'm deeply embedded in NDK and it takes all of my juice. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't
Mhm.
even know what to do about this. And now Raph is like, hey, can you just give us pointers and stuff like that? I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll help you any way I can. But I'm like, I don't know what I can do. If I could be helpful at all. I mean,
I don't know what kind of pointers to get you. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Yeah,
like,
because usually by the time that all stuff happens, you're like, I run on the edge of my seat the whole time.
right.
Because I know they're trying to get Iacon going more than what it was, but they also had like
Yeah.
a bad last year too, which was with the Sheridan or whatever. was that 2 years before? I can't remember. I just remember the Sheridan was like really bad for their show.
Yeah,
When
well,
they
the
had
Sheridan's
it.
not good for anybody.
That too. I just thought it was funny. They're like, oh, we're closing down, blah, 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 blah. After pandemic, oh, we're actually still a thing. We just remodeled.
It's all good.
Uh-oh.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
I just went black.
And that's when Colton lost all of his power.
No? I just think it's my phone. Let's see what's going on.
Power is not what he craves, my friends. It's just a means to his electro end.
Right? Making people work with me here.
I've apparently run out of energy.
Have you
I know
hit
that
that point? Did you hit the wall?
I hit the wall. But I completely drew, a doodle, and now I've sketched out this page, so. Because I looked at it originally and went, I know what I was trying to do here, but this isn't helpful.
Right. No, looks like I'm not going to have a screen.
Uh-huh. This is totally the fates telling us to stop screwing around, people.
Mine is, so I know OBS still has we'll just do this. Boom. It's me. OBS has an upgrade that I just haven't done yet because I didn't want to kick out the phone app. So it might be that. I just probably have to do the update. But
I
I'll be right
updated and
back,
I still
though.
had problems, so we'll have to see. I don't know.
I'll be right back.
Because I did the exact same thing. I said, oh, I see. OBS is an update, and I'm clearly not, doing the thing. So I did the exact same thing. I was like, oh, I'll just update. That didn't work. So we'll see.
Ay, 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 ay.
That's right.
Alrighty.
The thing is, with you doing this, it's really hard to tell whether you're dying over there or not now because I can't see you.
I make noises.
Right? Like, how dead are we? On a scale of 1 to dead, how dead are we?
Restart phone to set up. Okay. Oh, well, we'll just keep drawing. this is the ear.
I don't know. Who knows?
And we can do
Maybe by
this
Wiki-
at least.
Maybe by
Yes, I'm working on
WikiWebCon, I'll be completely done with this comic.
All right,
Oh,
since I'm just
hey!
working on the head. I can show this.
He'll form the head.
I was like, oh, that's something. There we go. No, actually realizing how to do clipping masks though have changed so much of my work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It makes such a big difference.
Well, for us, it was what was it? The vector layers.
Oh man, vector layers. Oh god.
Right. Now I was watching a video on that this morning too while I was drawing and or modeling, whatever. That how different vectors work in Clip compared to Photoshop. Like they work the same in the same. They are the same in the sense, but like when the pretty much like by the end of it, they are a completely different way of working. Apparently, is what he was trying to say.
It doesn't surprise me.
Or like how they work. Let me phrase that. There we go. Why won't you do the thing? Are you? No, you shouldn't. Oh. Yep. I see now. All right. There we go. Fixed.
All right. It's really nice. The Smitty Slots guy.
The
Liked
what?
him. It was cool. We had a visitor earlier. Who
Oh
was
yeah, Smitty
here,
Slots.
and yeah, he was a nice fella.
But it's nice that we're starting to get more people outside of
Just
Yeah.
our norms.
yeah.
There you go, guy. I'll be the one that hides it.
There you go.
I just thought that was funny.
That is pretty funny.
Don't look at the boobs.
Right?
Do not
Oh,
look
it happened.
directly into the nipple.
Oops. Oh my god. Imagine if boobs, then what?
Think of the children.
Right?
The children. The children.
Sorry, ma'am. That child's seen enough boob. Specifically, almost like a year's worth of using yours.
And keep saying it. My kid, I'm not that worried about.
I think your kid's fine.
I think my kid's doing just fine too.
Your kid just went to high school, right?
He's in junior.
Started high school?
He's just started junior high.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. I was like, is he already in high school? Oh my. I know. I was talking to Raph, and he was telling me like his kid's 5, and I was like, gee, like 6, 5 or 6, one of the two.
Right.
They're like, I was like, geez.
I'm with you. We're not. None of us are getting younger.
I know.
They're not getting.
It's just
younger.
me realizing how much not talking or seeing people for like 3 years really affects your memory. You're just like, oh my god.
Man.
What is it, guy?
I'm just tired. Just starting to fade. I mean, it is technically coming up on 1 a.m. for all of our bodies.
True.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Downfall is I accidentally started drinking my coffee cup.
And help you there.
Nope. It's probably gonna be a long night for me. Unintentionally long night.
But yeah, I think I need to kick on the afterburners and start getting this comic done so I could have it completely finished and printed off by Wicked West.
I agree. We both got to have something on that table. I'm going to be putting in that next. I want to have a complete episode, so I want to finish the April. Yeah.
Okay, you got time.
Oh yeah, I have tons of time.
I'm not saying you have like a lot of time, but you got more time than I thought you did, so you're good. I was like, I thought we were done with cons this year.
Unless you know of a con that's coming up I don't know about.
I know there's one that happens during Christmas, but that's like Georgia. They do a Christmas con every year, like the Christmas anime con. The people that don't have families, that's kind of what their pitch is. Like, no one has if you don't have families and you're trying to find something to do for Christmas, come on down.
I'm surprised Colorado doesn't have something like that.
That's kind of neat. NDK New Year's Eve's kind of that way.
Yeah, we're not doing that anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah. NYE was a loss all the time. And so we were really only doing it because of everybody wanted to do it. And the problem is that it's like so exhausting. And there's so few of us who are willing to run it. And then on top of it, about 50% of the time it's snowing. So we have to go get all the stuff, put it in a truck, drive in the snow with like a 3-ton truck.
At the end of the show.
Yeah. And then at the end of the show, we got to put it all back. And I'm like, you know what? And everybody was like, yeah, we're just over it. I know people like New Year's Eve, and I like New Year's Eve too, but it was just so much stuff.
It's a lot of work, especially that late. Like, especially during New Year's too. Like, it's just a lot of work during that time.
It is.
Yeah, it'll be interesting this coming year to see what cons are gonna play out.
True. I am curious what's all going to come back, what's not. That's the hardest part, is really figuring out which one is coming back and what isn't. Because this is also the 1 year that like a lot of the shows shut down too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, and we're still going through the pandemic. Like, that's the hard part.
Yeah.
Is, you know, people are treating it like everything's over, and it's not. it still continues.
That's like I was telling a lot of people, like, why don't you have a table? Like, when are you gonna come with like table with us? I'm like, dude, I'm trying to get back in the swing of it. Like, not doing tables for so long, and now, like, kind of getting back into it. It's different.
Yeah.
You know.
I agree.
And like, so before my dad died, I had actually found, you know, the racks that everybody likes to use, those metal cube racks,
Mm-hmm.
the temporary ones.
Yes.
I found.
Oh shoot! Tomorrow's Monday. I have a meeting.
Do you need to
Sorry.
get going?
No, it's at noon.
But
I just realized I had a
found-
meeting tomorrow after you said the cube racks because I was gonna let my friend borrow mine because they needed it for a show, and I was like, that is a good point. Thank you for reminding me. Sorry, continue.
This one was like 2 or 3 different racks that the guy just sold for $20. All of them. So I have
Nice.
shit ton of racks that I never got a chance to use.
There we go. Sorry, I was uploading what I finished.
No, you're good. But that's also one of the things that really screwed up my year was just my dad dying. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's rough. You had it particularly rough because it was a sudden one too. Like, I mean, I was
Yeah.
messed up, and I knew my dad was going down. You know what I mean? Like, we knew it was going down, and it still messed me up. You know, it's worse because you went through exactly what I went through with my mom. You know, it's just she was there one day and then she was gone the next, and that's just so rough. You know,
Mhm.
it's one of those. I don't know which one's worse. I really. It's like. It's like now I've gone through both of them, and it's like I don't know. They both suck.
Right.
I mean, it's brutal.
It's
And
true.
I feel
though.
for you.
It's not easy. That's for sure.
Nope.
No.
I feel for you, man.
And then having to pick up the void
Oh,
of
yeah.
what he left. Because
Well,
like my mom can't physically do
The things.
the things that the farm requires. So it's essentially been me, and none of my brothers have been helpful. Like they've all, like I understand one works all the time, but neither one of them come up to help at all.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That is the hardest part, especially when you are off already doing your own thing.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to call it here because it is almost midnight, and
Yeah, I'm out. I've been out for a while. I stopped dinking with things a minute ago, or like 10 minutes ago. So, like I said, I'm probably going to spin up tomorrow just at 9 for just a few minutes, and then I'm going to close her down just enough to say hi to everybody who I may have picked up at the con. So, because I did tell everybody we were doing this at the con, when they came by. So, so I'll spin up for a little bit if you want to join me, but I'm only going to stick around for a few minutes.
okay.
So tomorrow
I'll probably jump in on the Twitch side and just chat with you then.
So cool. I will talk to you guys later. And everybody else, keep your eyes on the stars. Bye.
See ya. Bye.